I'm gonna give you guys 3 seconds to guess just what kind of Subaru we're working on. It's a Tribeca!
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's Jesse here from the Subi Sanctuary, and today we are going to be performing a JDM 3-liter H6 swap. So these motors are typically found in some of the early Outbacks and or the Tribecas, which we have a Tribeca in the back here. So we're gonna go over the things to swap to get this to drop in and fire up. All right, as far as differences on the motor, we are gonna start from this corner and work our way around, showing you some of the differences. Then we will get into what we are going to actually swap and show you as we go. So you will end up using your accessories, your AC compressor, your alternator, your power steering pump, so all of that we like to leave intact and on the car. Crank pulley is the same, these outlets are the same, the oil control valves are the same, coil packs are the same, you can leave them. I do recommend replacing your spark plugs. The rear oil control valve on the back passenger side is the same. And the rear driver control valve is the same. This is a pretty simple swap. There is things to change over. So moving up here, these are our original engine harness plugs. In here you can see this sub connector there. Ours is a 5-pin. Over here we have this big empty cavity. And then here we have the port for our brake booster. So now we're going to go over to the JDM engine and I'm going to show you kind of what the difference is between the two. Here we are on the JDM engine. As you can see, it sure looks a lot better than our domestic one. We still have the accessories on the front here, which is fine. We'll just remove those. Some of these may end up matching your car, but they also may not. So for us, and sake of simplicity, we just take those off and put them aside. We'll get all our old hoses off of this. Our solenoids, as I said, are the same between the JDM and the domestics. Our coil packs are the same. The spark plugs are the same as well, so you can order the same spark plugs you would have for your original motor. So working around to the back here and where it starts to get slightly complicated, but not really. You can see here our main connectors are the same on our JDM as they are on our domestic over there. But when you look in here, you can see this guy is some big 12-pin connector, so you know there is some different stuff going on with this intake manifold and this harness setup. You'll also notice here we have an EGR system on the Japanese motor. That is no concern. Our domestic one is a non-EGR, so we will end up getting rid of that when we're putting it into our domestic. Back over here on the domestic, I just want to show you guys there's a factory block-off plate in the EGR port. We will take this block-off plate and put it onto the JDM motor. So how we are actually going to make this work, we are going to take this intake manifold off with its fuel system and its harness in entirety. And then we are going to take our whole entire domestic intake manifold off in entirety. That includes the fuel system and the harness. We're going to put some new gaskets underneath of it and put it on the JDM engine. Once we get the intake manifolds off, we'll go back over to make sure that our PCV system and our water pipe crossovers and stuff like that are all the same underneath. Now with our JDM motor all prepared to take off our intake manifold, we're going to go ahead with that and then prepare with our domestic motor as well. Then we're going to compare the stuff underneath of the manifold, make sure there's nothing we have to swap over there.
This my last resort.
So here we are, this is our domestic motor. Going over it now with the intake manifold off, we can see that our coolant crossover pipe between this and the JDM are the same. We can leave this one on the domestic and use the JDM one without issue. This is kind of the last thing we have to do with respect to the swap, is we have to get our domestic harness off of our engine. It goes underneath of this water pipe here. So we're going to have to undo this little bolt from the water pipe and this little bolt here to get our harness out. Over to the JDM motor as well, you can see the harness is stuck underneath of the water pipe there. So we'll be undoing this little 12 mil this little 12 mil and we'll just kind of tip the pipe back. We'll be able to get the harness out and drop the new harness in. Once we have the new harness in, we'll go all the way around, plug everything in, and then we are ready to drop our manifold back onto our JDM engine. So here we are with our JDM motor now, and we've got our domestic intake manifold, harness, and fuel system on there. We've gone around and replaced our spark plugs, and we've put the EGR block-off plate from the domestic motor onto our JDM motor, and now we are ready to install it. Now with the motor back in the car, we've got our oil and our coolant. We've got our battery because this car has been sitting quite a while. It's on a booster pack and we are ready to fire up, hopefully with great success. Take it away, Dill. Alright, as you can see, it is warming up here, starting to quiet down. It does sound pretty good and it does run pretty smooth. It appears we have a bit of an exhaust leak in the back of our car, kind of unrelated to the motor swap. Next thing we're going to do is go take this out for a test drive and see how she goes. Alright, we're out in the Tribeca, ready for our first road test. First place we're going.
We're going to Alliston City to get some ice cream.
I want some rocket road in this. Let's go.
Here we are. We're to properly test a Tribeca, since they are 3 rows. Me in the front here. We have Disciple Dill in the middle and Martatum in the very back. We're just about to pull out on the road, begin our journey to Alliston City. That's what we do for every vehicle we test drive, is if they can't take us to get ice cream, they aren't ready.
See some rocket road.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
I ate 6 liters of ice cream in the last 24 hours.
Yeah. We out here, man.
Oh, she fast.
What the hell?
Jeez. It just flew off.
Shit. Whoa.
Just...
Something is happening. Oh, we need room to pull over. Alright, pull over. Ice cream trip is canceled.
Shit. Oh no, not my rocket road.
Yeah.